Hey there, Detroit sports fanatics. I'm Taylor Phillips, and welcome to Taylor's Detroit Sports on Spreaker. You can also find this and all other episodes of Taylor's Detroit Sports on iHeartRadio. Straight and full Detroit and Michigan sports coverage 100% of the time. If you have any opinions on everything that's going on in the Detroit sports world, call in or send a text message live on the show at 231-429-3668. Also, you can add me on Facebook as Taylor Phillips, online at facebook.com/TaylorGatorPhillips14. Like my Facebook page, Taylor Phillips's Detroit Sports page. Join my Facebook group, Taylor Phillips's Detroit Sports Group. And follow me on Twitter at DT2Phillips with 2 L's.
Welcome to episode 149, everyone. Just a few seconds here. Just got to upload my page here. Okay. Happy Easter, everyone. Yeah, that explains MSU's choke job against the Duke Blue Devils. MSU took an early lead, but Duke came back, and it was all Blue Devils. This entire game. And MSU just struggled and struggled and struggled to hit their shots and get their rebounds and hit their free throws. And they kept turning the ball over. And they lost 81-61 in the national semifinal after upsetting a 2-seeded team in the Virginia Cavaliers in the round of 32, a 3-seeded forgot who they played in the Sweet 16 here. let me see. I'm going to MSUSpartans.com. They beat a 3-seed team in Oklahoma in the Sweet 16, and then they squeezed one out against a 4-seed Louisville Cardinals team, to reach the Final Four. Had to go to overtime in the Elite Eight. They were playing better basketball the last 3 games before they fell flat to Duke. So, Duke moves on to play the Wisconsin Badgers, who upset the Kentucky Wildcats 71-64 later that night. But Tom Izzo and Mike Krzyzewski are two of the best college basketball head coaches. The best head coaches in men's Division I NCAA Division I men's basketball history as of late, for almost 2 decades. Not only has Mike Krzyzewski been too good for Tom Izzo, Krzyzewski's players have been too good for Tom Izzo's players. Ever since the Spartans won the national title in 2000, I thought Duke's players played better, and MSU's players absolutely choked simultaneously. But they showed some fight. They wouldn't go down without a fight. But they wouldn't get too close. They would stay down double digits. And not even cut it to 9. So that's about all I have to say for Michigan State. That is my new next topic sound effect. That also explains the Red Wings right now since the beginning of March. The Red Wings continue to choke and gag in the beginning of April, which is where we are right now. They're not winning back-to-back games. Their power play is their power play unit and penalty killing unit are not doing their jobs. The penalty killing unit is doing like half of the job. The power play unit is not producing. They keep making excuses that they're fatigued every second of back-to-back games, every second game of back-to-back games. Plus, Mike Babcock, their head coach, keeps making line changes at the wrong times, and he keeps putting players that are not good in the shootout, like Henrik Zetterberg, Nicholas Kronwall, Stephen Weiss, Marek Shidlitsky. Marek Shidlitsky is a defenseman. He doesn't have much experience in the shootout. Henrik Zetterberg is atrocious in the shootout. Very atrocious in the shootout. Stephen Weiss as well. Horrible. Nicholas Kronwall rarely gets his opportunities in a shootout because he's a defenseman as well. Even before Justin Applicator got injured, he never got a shootout opportunity. Last year, Babcock just didn't even think about putting Gustav Nyquist in the shootout. This year, he's putting Nyquist in the shootout, and Nyquist is scoring 5-hole most of his times, most of his shootout goals, which went in 5-hole, which is impressive. Their defense is allowing goals, especially Jonathan Eriksson, who continues to turn the puck over and stand there scared of blocking a shot. He's not the only one that's thinking about blocking the shot in the first place. Other Red Wings defensemen have not thought about it either. When the opposing attackers hold the puck in the offensive zone. Let me think of another here. Plus their goaltending, especially Jimmy Howard, he keeps letting in soft goals. Mrazek also let in a soft goal against Boston to lose it for the Red Wings in regulation. And I look at the standings, the wild card standings in the Eastern Conference, and the Red Wings are in a 3-way tie with the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Boston Bruins with 95 points. The Bruins own the 3-way tiebreaker for third place in the Atlantic Division, while the Pittsburgh Penguins own the tiebreaker for the first wild card spot, meaning the Red Wings hold the second wild card spot. All three of them are only 2 points ahead of the Ottawa Senators, who just picked up a point in a shootout loss to Toronto. The Sens have 92 points now. The Red Wings also can't stay out of the penalty box. They keep making too many stupid penalties. their power play could not convert on a 5-on-3 or a 5-on-4 after that. Instead, they kept turning the puck over. Braden Holtby stood on his head for the Capitals. Give him credit. Their power play is a joke. Yeah, Babcock and the team are a bunch of stupid fools.
Oh, man!
The Red Wings only have 3 games left. Their last home game is this Tuesday, the next game of the regular season. Then they wrap up their regular season on the road in Montreal and then in Carolina. Thursday and Saturday. This is why I think the Red Wings are playing another bad team at home, and they have lost most of their games against bad teams. They got 0 wins against the Florida Panthers at home. They got 0 wins against the Columbus Blue Jackets at home. They got 0 wins against the Arizona Coyotes of the Western Conference at home. They got two wins against the Buffalo Sabres at home. They only got 1 win against the Toronto Maple Leafs at home. Only 1 win against the Bruins, who aren't so bad, who are kind of average at home. 1 win against the Bruins at home. Zero wins against the Winnipeg Jets at home. Zero wins against the Colorado Avalanche at home. Well, they swept the Minnesota Wild in the season series. They beat the Wild in both games in a shootout. They beat the Wild in a shootout in both games. But those are bugaboos for the Red Wings that are very detrimental to their shot at a playoff berth, at a 24th consecutive playoff berth. Let me see here. Let me take a look at the entire schedule here. The Red Wings beat the Hurricanes 3-1 on Sunday, December 7th, last calendar year, in Raleigh, North Carolina. They have not played the Hurricanes at home. They will just one time this Tuesday at 7:30. The Wings Canadians game is at 7:30, and then the Wings Hurricanes game in Raleigh, North Carolina on Saturday is at 7. All of them being televised on Fox Sports Detroit. But to sum it all up, they are a team that is playing just for luck, and luck is for losers. Let me explain how they are playing for luck. They are shooting it. They are just shooting it. They are just shooting it at the goaltender, or just shooting it for the heck of it, just to hope that it goes in. Their defense is just standing their ground, hoping that the shot hits them. And the goaltender is standing the goaltender, whether it's Howard or Mrazek, is standing his ground, hoping that it does not go into the net. Joseph Wilmot just mentioned me on Twitter, along with Spreaker, to my episode, replying to my episode. Red Wings need to win 2 of 3 games this week to secure their spot. They haven't been playing like they could do that. I will retweet that for you, Joe. Thanks for your reply. If they don't make the playoffs, let's say they don't, then they need to make major changes in the offseason. They need to terminate Jonathan Ericsson. They need to terminate Kyle Quincy. They need to terminate Brendan Smith, who still has been racking up who had already been racking up the penalty minutes again. Let me take a look at Smith's stats here. Penalty minutes. 68 penalty minutes. Exactly like last year, as of today. Four seasons with the Red Wings. Still no discipline. Oh, but he's young.
That is not what I want to hear. What's your problem there, pal? Can't a guy get a bit of sleep? Don't bug me.
I'm telling you. Jonathan Ericsson, his penalty minutes, 70. Last year, 34. Ericsson is getting worse. $11 points last season, 15 points this season. Well, in my opinion, they need to win all their games. in my opinion, Joe, they need to win all their 3 games. If they win 2 of 3, they only hope a win against the Montreal Canadiens in Canada, in Quebec, Canada, would be a heck of a pair of points for the Red Wings to get. But if they did make the playoffs, let's say the season ended today and they still made the playoffs. Right now, they would finish with the 8th seed and play the New York Rangers in the first round, and it would not look good. The Rangers would sweep the Red Wings in 4 games. The Red Wings won their season series 2-1. They finished their seasons. The Red Wings finished their season series with the Rangers 2-1. Both their 2 wins were at home, while the overtime loss took place at Madison Square Garden. Maybe a sweep prediction would be too hasty. I'd go ahead and say it would sound too hasty normally, but considering the season series. But lately, the Red Wings have been playing like total garbage. The Rangers have played great all season and deserve the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. They're even tied with the Anaheim Ducks for the league lead in points in the entire league standings. And the Rangers own the tiebreaker for the league lead. As of now, in the President's Trophy race, so my actual prediction would actually be correct. The month of March and their struggles continuing in the month of April are going to be the death of the Red Wings, though. Playoffs or not, they will not nearly win the Stanley Cup. Joe Wilmot tweeted again, it depends on what Ottawa does in their next three. The Penguins will play them next. Montreal will be tough now and in the first round. Like I just said, Joe, as of now, the Wings will take on the New York Rangers in the first round. You just look at the... The conference standings are there on NHL.com as of today. Well, we got about 13 and a half minutes left on the show. Let's go to the Tigers. Tigers get set for opening day tomorrow against the Minnesota Twins, led by their new manager, Paul Molitor. The Twins will have Torrey Hunter, former Tiger and longtime Minnesota Twin Torrey Hunter, longtime and returning Minnesota Twin Torrey Hunter, batting fourth in the lineup. Chris Hyatt writes from MLive.com, the Minnesota Twin on deck. Headlining on deck, the Minnesota Twins look to build upon their success they had against the Tigers in 2014. David Price will go against Phil Hughes tomorrow. Then on Wednesday, Tuesday the Tigers and Twins have off. Wednesday, Anibal Sanchez will take on Ricky Nolasco, and then Thursday, Shane Green will take on Kyle Gibson. All games start at 1:08 on Fox Sports Detroit, scouting the Twins. The Twins can score runs and give the Tigers fits and gave the Tigers fits in 2014, despite finishing last in the AL Central, the American League Central Division. The Twins went 10-9 against the Tigers in 2014 and scored 119 runs in those 19 meetings. The Twins averaged 6.26 runs per game against the Tigers, 5.5 if you choose to ignore the August 22nd game in which the Twins scored 20. The Twins have had some serious issues with their starting rotation. It certainly didn't help their cause when number 2 starter Irvin Santana received an 80-game suspension last week, which leaves Rick Nolasco, who posted a .538 ERA last season, pitching in the second game of the season. The Twins aren't the most talented defensive team either. The Tigers went 30-27 against the third through fifth place teams in the Central Division. The Twins, the Cleveland Indians, and the Chicago White Sox. The Indians and White Sox have a better roster. Have better rosters this year, by the way. Two of those three teams from three third to fifth place teams from last year are expected to be better this season, so beating up on the Twins might be a good place for the Tigers to start as they try to win the Central Division title for the 5th consecutive season. End of article. Mario Impemba, Rod Allen, and Kirk Gibson will all be in the FSD booth. Dan Dickerson and Jim Price will be in the Tigers Radio Network booth. If you're a diehard Tigers fan, you might want to tune in. The Tigers' bullpen still hasn't changed, I feel. But we'll see what happens. Lastly, the Pistons have been really red hot lately again, and they are still hanging in there by a thread to earn a playoff spot. See here. After they lost 10 straight, the Pistons have won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of their last 7 out of their last 11 games. Recently they beat the Heat. They beat the Miami Heat 99-98. Finishing on a 21-5 run, ending in a game-winning layup by Reggie Jackson, who scored 29 points. And added, I think, 11 assists. Yeah, 11 assists. Oh, no! Drat. But they don't need it. But they don't need a top lottery draft pick. That goes to show you that the Pistons have a better roster and a better coach. Once Brandon Jennings gets better next year, their offense will be rolling. They just need a better defense. That's going to do it for Taylor's Detroit Sports episode.